So last week we had the Skulk origin, so let's take that bar and lift it up just a little bit further and let's go for a Warden based origin. Yeah, well, we're doing this. Let's get started. This origin comes from the Origins Discord server created by the user known as Syrup. So as you can see with this guy here, we spawn inside of an ancient city. It's a pretty default thing to expect when you're, well, the Warden. A creature from the deep dark. Its only goal is to protect its ancient city. You've got sensitive eyes. You are blind, impairing your vision severely, and you cannot see entities outside of a very short radius around you. Night vision increases the range for seeing entities without sensing them via echolocation. Just like the Skulk origin, it has a shader thing that you can activate and deactivate with the F4 button. As you can see everything at a distance, mainly because I got night vision on, but if we clear the night vision, you can't see as far and you can only see what's directly in front of you. The mob will have a very similar thing in comparison to the rest of the world. Pre-mortal fear. Iron golems will attack you if you come near them and villagers will not trade with you. As you can see, he's a fisherman. I right click on him, nothing will happen. He won't trade with you, he don't like you. As you can see, if we go into survival mode, he'll come over and attack you. As you can see, as we move away, you cannot see him in the distance anymore, which is more of a notable thing on your filter, as it makes more sense here. That's just a part of your little range thing. Skulk tank, you're slightly blue. That's pretty self-explanatory. You look at yourself, you're a bit of a blue boy. Peculiar autonomy, you cannot eat food, but you can regenerate both health and food around Skulk box. As you can see, as we're in the overworld, you can't regen your food, you can't regen your health, all the fun stuff. But let's say if we go to survival mode, as you can see, now that we're down here in the Skulk biome in the deep dark, you can see that you start to heal. It happens in small bursts by the looks of things. Brings your hunger back up, brings your health back up to full as well in a pretty quick succession. Fearsome size, you're big and strong, in your eyes a flaming glow. Okay, so you're about 4 blocks tall and you're 2 blocks wide, so you can't fit between 1 block wide gaps anymore, as well as the roof needs to be 4 blocks up in order for you to be able to fit underneath it, which can also be pretty problematic if you're not wary of it, but it's a pretty interesting thing to keep in mind. Home sweet home, you spawn in a nation city. Echolocation, you can see all entities around you even through walls. If they're near an active Skulk sensor that you place with base defense. Once an entity is echolocated, you may even be able to see them even when the glow expires. I really don't like how this origin talks about something that requires the use of one of the abilities. No one cares. But if you hold shift and you right click, you can make a Skulk sensor for yourself. Now this is technically, if we take a villager here for example, as you can see, he's now got a special glow on him that you wouldn't see on him normally. As you can see, as he keeps activating the Skulk sensor, he will continue to have a glow on him. Now if we break them both and let the glow disappear, as you can see, he's still visible in there. Even if we walk a fair bit away, he doesn't go off of our little radar like all the other mobs do whenever you walk away. Because he was glowing before, he activated your sensor, you get the picture. Skulk Stealth, you do not emit vibrations when walking. Wardens are friendly to you. So this is where I would say this origin's a touch overpowered. The biggest thing I got asked in the comment section of the last origin is, why is it not friendly to the Warden? Simple factor is, there's a lot of good loot in the ancient cities. The Warden's meant to be that big obstacle that makes it far more difficult to get said good loot. So when the Warden's friendly to you, there's a lot of balance lost there. So anyway, let's get a Warden out here. So the vibrations will still go off if you jump around a lot, but it won't actually emit when you're just walking around normally. If you walk on top of a Skulk sensor, it will go off because that's just permanently in the code itself. Oh, it's going right there. He's just gonna go chase the bat that's floating around here. Because the bat's causing some shite. He's ignoring it. See, look at it. Look. He's literally just distracted with the bat that was here. If we hit him, he loses speed. So he smells us and then just moves on. Essentially speaking, it's not much to keep in mind. The Warden's just gonna be friendly to you. You can hang out in these areas a lot more. He ain't gonna murder you. He's definitely going to look at you what is he doing? Oh, there's a bat. still. That's hilarious. Healing machine. You have +3 max hearts. While both your main hand and your offhand are empty, you gain 8+ attack damage. If we come over here to the villager who's running away from us. Where is he? There he is. Go 1, 2. He's dead. Via our fist. Sheer fist might kills villager in 2 hits. That's typically what you expect from a sword. Let's summon ourselves the Husk. My favorite mob to summon in an average world. 1 and 2. Can I get the second hit? 2 hits from your fist. Husk is dead. He's gone. You do a lot of damage, really. Sonic Boom. This is your primary ability, which will be keyed to G by default. You can use it for a ranged attack that shatters lungs, dealing heavy true damage. Can only be used on entities detected by echolocation. You see your base defense here? If a mob's not detected via that echolocation, hello creeper over there, he will not be able to be attacked via this ability. The mob must be detected via that ability. If it's not, then this Sonic Boom is pretty useless. So let's get this out here. Watch him activate it. As you can see, he's now chasing me because he's a creeper. Move here. We can now use a Sonic Boom. That didn't seem to do anything particularly much. I wonder why. That did damage there. It seems to be very precise on how it hits. It seems to also do about as much damage as your fist, requiring 2 hits to kill something. There it is. 1. Let it recharge. 2. So basically your Sonic Boom range attack seems to do about as much damage as your fists do when they're empty. So it's pretty useful for ranged things, but when they're close enough, just use your fists instead because it deals about as much damage. Base defense. As I told you before, something that was pointed out earlier, if you hold shift and then you right click. Now you must hold shift or whatever your crouch button is. It's keyed to your crouch button. You hold your crouch button, you right click on a block. That block will then transform into a skulk sensor. Now this is your personal skulk sensors. These are the skulk sensors that will activate your echolocation ability. Any of the normal ones that spawn in Ancient City will not do that effect, but any of the ones that you place down will do that effect. Pretty big thing to keep in mind, but it's just a really cool thing. You can place down free skulk sensors everywhere. I don't know why you would need this many, but it's a cool thing to have, and it also is how you do use your echolocation on how you get glowing mobs around you whenever they walk near it. Pretty useful to have scattered around your base because you'll be able to spot mobs from a mile away, despite your vision being pretty lackluster, especially when you don't have night vision on. Mr. Warden got so pissed at the creeper. He's like, hey. And then watch you go. Boom, dead. Oh, the Warden's funny. Warden's so funny to watch do his thing.